Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I don't know exactly what this video is going to be. Am I stepping on puke? Okay, so got that cleaned up, and I guess now we can just jump right into my thoughts. It's been a profound day. Number one, I wrote in my journal. I channeled spirit. I had a good, deep conversation about how I am good at knowing but bad at doing, and how it's very easy for me to come on and give instruction, but it's not always the easiest to follow. And I'm being transparent about that because anyone who listens to my videos, my content, and gains anything from it, I think it's very important for me to reiterate that you should always question me. You should always think about what I am saying. And especially if it resonates with you, you need to try and find if it gives any sort of truth to you. Do you see parallels in your life? I think more people should hold their teachers accountable for those things. And I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible because a lot of people are not that transparent in their lives. So that's number one, what I am trying to put out there for you all. And so going with that state of mind, that thought, I will continue to say that it's not always easy, doing all the things that I come on here and say, but that is the art of keeping balance, because balance is where true happiness and fulfillment lies. When you get into a state where you can actually manage everything, you kind of feel unstoppable. And that is inside all of us. That's inside you. That's inside me. And for the longest time, I let people tell me how I was. I let people tell me where my pitfalls were, and that I would let their words cut through me and let them tell me what I would be able to achieve and what I wouldn't be able to achieve. Now, I think the greatest source of power that I have ever felt is the secret to what made me one of the most popular people in high school. I talk about how I was bullied a lot as a kid. I was very reactive. I cared a lot about what people thought. I really wanted into that in crowd. I was constantly chasing it, but there was something that clicked midway through my sophomore year of high school, and it was just like, I'm tired of chasing this. I don't care. I think I'd be much happier by finding the people that I have the most in common with. And so I started being my authentic self, and I quit caring what other people thought. Suddenly, the people who targeted me and would consistently try to bait me into a rage, I just would laugh, shrug it off. I might give them a jab back, but that would be it. I'd leave it at that point. And I really saw a transformation within the next year, whereas I couldn't walk down the hall 5 feet without someone being like, "Hey, Kenny," and like giving me a fist bump or a high five or something. Some of the popular kids in lower grades that were coming in, they really wanted to be at my table. They wanted me to be a part of their clique. And I was a guy who did not actively partake in cliques. I was that dude who was friends with jocks, goths, emo kids, whatever, nerds. Me being a huge nerd myself, that was just who I was. And granted, my high school experience is different than most, but my graduating class, for instance, only had 75 kids in it total. So, you talk to your average high schooler and they have like 300 plus, and they consider that a small school. So ultra small school that I came from. And I don't know, it's pretty unique, good sample size there. I could talk endlessly about the uniqueness of that area. If you want more information on that, comment below, let me know, and I will see what I can do on that. So yes, the greatest source of power you can feel is authenticity, not caring what other people think, because no matter who you are, no matter what side you choose to be a part of, your likes or dislikes, you're going to have your lovers, you're going to have your fans, you're going to have your haters, right? The people who just actively root against you no matter what. And it really doesn't matter what you do. You can't please everyone, so don't try. That's what I found out. Don't try to please everyone. And just whoever you do get along with and gravitate towards, honor them, respect them, be grateful for them. Because finding a true and genuine person that really has your back is very hard to find. And you are going to go through this process where you weed out people that really are conniving. They act nice to your face, but behind closed doors, they talk down on you. They talk bad about you. They trash you. When that will always come to light. That will always 100% come to light. And when it does come to light, then it's your job to learn from that and move on. But finding that power, there's something so liberating about just being comfortable with who you are. And it's such a rare quality to have in this day and age where everyone is on social media trying to say the right things and impress the right people. And I feel like there is a whole generation of people that don't know who they really are because they've just been playing a character online. That's a whole nother layer deeper than what I intended to talk about when I started on this on this topic a minute ago. But here we are, and that's just the nature of free flow conversation. But I am going to pump the brakes on this because it's going down a path that I did not intend to go down. So I talked to Spirit a lot today, and in addition to it reiterating that I'm good at knowing but bad at doing, I discovered something within myself during my journal session and my discussion with Spirit today, that I cling to these instances. I cling to the experiences that I had that hurt me because I feel like it makes me special. There are a lot of people in my past that have honestly inspired me to make these videos because I have these conversations with these people and they tell me that I'm very wise. And I do tell them a little bit of my backstory. I peel back the curtain. I show them why, the experiences that made me who I am today and why I feel the need to come on here and talk these messages to people who would benefit from hearing them. Because I know that I would have been a kid that would have loved to have access to these videos when I was younger because, I didn't understand a lot. But again, trial by fire. I learned, and now I'm just trying to push the message out there. So I have this inspiration, these people that tell me to come on here and do these things. And in those conversations is something that is deeply rooted that was just recently brought to light to myself in my journalings and my conversation with Spirit. And that was that I feel like the experiences that cause me pain make me special. Now, that isn't exactly true. What makes it special is the fact that I overcame them, that I endured and I thrived. I learned the lesson and I thrived, and I continue today to thrive from that because evidently so from the people that I talk to that tell me I'm very wise. I would not label myself as wise. I just label myself as human, but that's just what people think when we get down into deep conversations. So I'm talking to Spirit, and it reveals that these instances are not special. The people that played these roles, they played their part, and it's done. And I have this problem with holding on to them. I made that pain part of my core, so that way I would never get hurt again. But unfortunately, from a guy who talks about balance, living in the moment, all this, that, the third, I still find myself giving large chunks of my day to those past moments, to the people that did hurt me. And it's not leaving a lot of room for me to move forward. It's not allowing me to bring in new pieces to put in that core of a personality. Because if I continue to live in this cycle, this road to nowhere, as I'm going to call it, where I constantly feel like I need to replay the same pain over and over and over again to learn the same lesson over and over and over again, which I've already learned, and I'm at that point where I'm teaching people what these lessons are and how to get over it, I still feel like I'm walking a false road. And so to get over that, I need to let those go. And I talk about letting go a lot, and I tried these active exercises to visualize the incident, the people, and let them go. But there are still, again, large chunks of my day that are given to these old thoughts that are no longer serving me. So what Spirit showed me in today's vision is that it's more like a garden, and that there are weeds growing in this garden, and that I am tending the garden actively, but I'm spraying these weeds, which is those old experiences, with subpar weed killer that doesn't kill the root. It just kills what's above the surface and makes it wilt and go away. And so on the surface, it looks okay. And in that moment, it feels okay. But inevitably, it will come back. And what it's time for me to do is to fully let go. Take those steps that I need to do when I actively see myself going down this road, stop, pluck it out. I need to get down to that root, dig down, get the root and pull it out, and then it will not go away. And then in its place, I need to plant something new. So I need to replace the old with something new. And what that is, I'm not exactly certain. I have a couple of different projects in play that I'm planning, and it's giving me a lot of hope. And being able to come on here and actually make this type of content is helping a lot, because there are a lot of other things I could be doing that would be wasting my time and not helping growth in any way, shape, or form. So this is bringing me joy, bringing me peace, and that is why I am doing it now, instead of sitting here and thinking deeply about the past or the uncertain future. I'm now spending a lot more time in the present. I'm giving enough of my energy to the past when I need to process anything and remember something, but I'm not living in it. And I'm trying to get into the habit of knowing where I want to be in the future, but I'm not obsessed with the future to the point where it's stealing my joy from the moment. It's actually quite a profound thing to think of, but this is a sentiment that was shared in Star Wars Episode 1 in like the very first scene. Obi-Wan says that, Yoda told me to be mindful of my feelings. And Qui-Gon just turns to him and says, but not at the expense of the moment. It's not at the expense of the moment. It's just funny how I see these echoes out there in the world and in fiction and stuff like that. And honestly, when I make these videos, they're very unscripted, as you can tell. And I didn't know what I was going to talk about here when I came on, as I so eloquently said in the very beginning, but I feel like I've come to the natural conclusion of the video. That's just what I'm getting out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I am getting better at my outro. So first and foremost, thank you to all the new subscribers. We're seeing a shift where, and this is to be expected when you change up channel content, you're going to see subscribers fall off. You're going to see new subscribers. So we're in that transition. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my channel for the longest time, but now I do. Just follow the heart, be myself, and I'll get the right crowd here eventually. Consistency is key. So thank you again. I say it every video, but I'll say it again here forever. Thank you so much for finding me interesting and supporting me in any way that you do. Greatly appreciated. If you do find truth in this message or it resonates with you, go ahead. Just if you could, please leave a like. It means a lot. Subscribe if you want more. Share it with someone that you think could benefit from the message. And as always, guys, until the next time, my name is Ken, and I'll see you then.